Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a coffee talk, and we got both of us to start today. Good morning, Pilgrim.
Yes, good morning. And I brought my Royal Blend, but I've got a new mug. Look, this is my grandchildren have bought me a Grandad mug, and it's about the size of a houseboat. So I've got like 4 gallons of tea in there.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
It's crazy.
And we were chatting about the sweet goatee that you got going on.
Oh yeah. Well, you see, I've worked a loophole out of the permission thing from the House General. So the House General has said adamantly no beards. So as you can notice, there's no beard here, is there? This is just a goatee. It's not a beard, so it's a loophole. So I'm getting away with it at this moment in time. Apart from the fact, because she's a Scouser, she went, when I first started growing it, hey, you're trying to be like Guido, aren't you? You're a Guido wannabe. And I was like, no, this is me, not Guido.
So is a goatee a type of beard, or are you flat saying it's not? It's its own class.
I don't believe it. I think it's an extension of a moustache. Now, I used to have a glorious moustache when I was younger.
Mustachio.
In the 80s. Yeah, exactly. In the 80s, the idea was to have that porn star moustache, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I had, in the military, you couldn't have it past your top lip, so it was like that.
Right.
But anyway, so she's sort of okay with the moustache, which is just sort of blended down a bit. That's all it is. That's how I'm looking at it anyway.
So, all right. So, if I'm to get this correct, my understanding is that a goatee is a blended mustache.
It is a blended mustache. Slightly drooped, blended mustache.
In relation to a ban on beards.
Yes.
Yes.
In relation to exactly.
Okay. All right. I see where we're going with this. All right. And what's the over under on how long this may last or not?
About a week.
Because usually when you come up with a loophole, the authorities will then rewrite the guidance to cover said loophole.
Well, as you well know, and I'll use an indicator rather than my finger, the top hairs, when they start growing, are shorter than the bottom.
Right.
By not by the growth, but because the bottom is obviously closer to the lip. So when the top hairs reach there, then that's when she's going to say, that comes off, because it's now great big bushy thing on your face and it's coming off.
All right.
I think.
Stickler, Eighth Hussers, Brute, Gator, Cliffy, Odd Dog. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing on this fine Sunday, the 4th of August? August is here, Pilgrim.
It is, isn't it? It's crazy how quickly it's going. But for me, it's holiday month, so I'm sort of not going to be here an awful lot of the time on the Sunday this month, which you know about. I'll give you the dates.
Well, you need to take a rest from the blistering pace of coffee talk.
Do you know what? It's so stressful.
All the prep, all the meetings to talk about the content.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dress rehearsals, the dry runs.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't know how we fit it into a working day.
I don't either. We should just pat ourselves.
Yeah, we should.
On the back
well done, both of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, Gator. I'll be in the shed later.
with the sound of an electric razor.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Corn and soybeans are doing well in Illinois. Excellent. Has it been a good year? What about global? Never mind.
Well, there's lots of pizzas that could do with that corn.
That you just made me angry again. I just got angry again.
Corn on pizzas. I mean, that was an Australian thing. That was low blow. It's nothing to do with me.
That was. I don't even know where to start with that. Corn on a cardboard pizza. We had some good food there. That was not one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me. Yes, I know.
We had some good food, but that was not one of it.
I mean,
some of it.
Yes, exactly. That paled into insignificance compared to my great English breakfast, which I dragged you out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning for.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious. So the heat has killed your entire garden. Yeah, mine's pretty beat down now. I am in the process of attempting to bring about 4, maybe 6 now, tomato plants back with the idea that they're going to start growing, and then as it starts to cool, they should take off because I've topped some of my older plants that had kind of fizzled out. And
Have
then
you got a an external water source like a creek or something that you feed your water from, or
no,
do you
I've
have
got
to use
I have a pump.
piped water? You've got a pump.
I've
That's
got a
what I
well.
wanted to say,
Yeah, I've got a well.
Yeah, so you got a well. Is that? Do you have to pay for that? I know you pay for the pump and everything else, but do you?
Just the pump. Yeah, just the insanity of
The water's free then.
yeah. Minus the cost of the well and the dig and the
Yeah.
install and
Yeah.
the electricity for the pump, I guess you might.
So how long does it take to recoup that cost then?
Man, see, this is a sore subject. When I bought the house, it had a pump and well in it, so
Oh.
that was money in my pocket basically. Otherwise, what you have to do is you have to buy city water. So they'll have you'll have two meters, one for your house water and one for your irrigation, and they'll charge you less for the irrigation.
Oh, okay, all right.
Now I don't have that because I don't need it because I have a well.
You've got a well. Yeah.
So of course I was here for 15 odd years, and
Yeah.
just the electricity for the pump, that glorious. If you count the
Yeah.
amount of money I would have spent a month trying to water the lawn or the garden or doing whatever,
yeah.
you know, I was thousands and thousands of dollars ahead. And then the well crumped, and I had to buy a new pump. And
That's right. Yeah. You said didn't you?
Ridiculous. So-
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I kind of went from
Yeah.
way ahead to. I'm
Sort-
going to
sort of equal?
for peace of mind. I'm going to say slightly still ahead. But that graph went. Did it?
That
Did,
is so frustrating, though, isn't it?
I don't know if it went
Yeah.
there or there, but it's in there
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I could do the
See,
math.
I was looking at two things here, and you know how the size of my garden is tiny anyway. But we pay for our water via the city, so we don't get it. We haven't got a well or anything else. So, and it's stupid money. I mean, it's water. And-
Would you
and they're
be?
charging-
Would you? Sorry to interrupt, but would you
No.
be permitted to have a well, or would they like? Sorry,
Well, this
you
is what I
can't do
was
that?
looking at, because you're allowed to have a thermal heat pump,
Okay.
which then takes you off the grid for heating, and you're allowed to have solar panels, which reduces your electricity costs on your roof. The cost of those can be recovered over a period of 10 years, I think. So over 10
Yeah.
years, we would start to make savings. And then the third option I was thinking also is putting a small water pump in there. Not so much for the house water, but for the irrigation.
Yeah.
The yard's only small.
Right,
But
right.
I'm still watering it every evening, and I'm still putting, all the pots are getting watered. So I can imagine, I mean, because water in the UK, the water companies charge you an arm and a leg for a pint of water. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So I hate paying the man. You know what I mean? I really do
Yeah,
hate paying the man.
yeah.
So I'm looking at those three options over the next couple of years and see whether it's worth it. But yeah, I was just interested. I don't know, Cliffy. I'm pretty sure there is, because this is where I live used to be underwater. This is all been drained. This is drained land, so it's a bit like Holland.
Yeah, you're in a not a swamp. What do you guys call it? It was a
A fenland. So
Fenland.
it's all
Oh, there's
fenland.
absolutely water not far under the ground
Yeah,
there.
they drained it like 400 years ago, and then created this whole part of the UK out of it. So there's got to be fresh water down there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Robbed on a technicality. Yeah, it could be brackish, but it's only for irrigation. I'm not that fussed what the quality is going to be like.
Yeah, we actually have. I've got a friend
Bob.
who has a deep well, and he actually uses it for house water and everything. It's deep enough that it's into the no kidding
Right, it's cleaning.
sandstone aquifer around here. Is very clean water in Florida. Interestingly enough, even though with all the swamps and stuff, you go deep enough into the sandstone aquifer, it's good water.
Well, you can fit filters on anyway. You don't have to use chemical filters, but you can use filters
Yeah.
if necessary
Yeah.
anyway. can't
Well, he
you?
has that to keep the stuff out, but I mean, otherwise it's untreated.
Yeah.
He'll have to soften it if he wants to put it through all of his appliances and stuff, which I think
You don't
he's got
want.
to
You don't.
soften.
I mean, yeah. You don't want hard watered lime and
Yeah.
anything else in it, do you? So.
Yeah. So today on water well talk.
Water tanks.
What else is going on? Let's see. I don't know if I'll get a stream off this week. My so to speak. My goodness, that sounded bad. My wife, I think, will be doing a lot of work today because she's prepping for the school year. So she'll be at the school. I might actually come back later this afternoon and do a little stream so so I can at least log one because I have to have so many a month. Because next Friday I'll be going back up to Tallahassee and moving the daughter into the apartment, which brings me to
Big old day.
yeah. What I did yesterday was go up to Tallahassee and spend some money so I could save some money.
No, it doesn't work like that with
No?
children.
Oh.
You spend money, and then you think you're going to save because they're no longer there, and then they come home and they need money.
So
or
did,
they wire you, or they internet you.
Yeah.
And they say, yeah.
when you joined, when you left home, did you go straight into the military? Or did you?
I did, yes. I went straight into the military. I was self-sufficient from the minute I left home.
But you didn't need couches and crap because you.
Oh, gosh, no. The
Yeah.
army gave me everything.
Yeah, me either. I mean, yeah. I mean, I bought some of the, I was married, long story there, but I was on base housing and I did
Yeah,
have to buy stuff, but I took my own crap. Well, so when I moved out, let's be back. When I moved out to college,
Yeah.
I took a mattress from the house.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my parents, like, here's a mattress. Good luck. You know.
Thank you.
And I had some cinder block. We've talked about it. I had some cinder blocks and
Yeah.
some boards, and that was a shelf. And I
Yeah.
probably found some nightstand on the side of the road, or however I got
Absolutely.
it. I
Absolutely.
certainly did not go with my parents to a furniture store and pick
No.
out a brand new bed, box spring mattress, nightstand,
Yeah.
and a new pull-out couch,
Yeah.
like we just did.
This is called self-sufficiency, isn't it?
And I bet everyone in here, I bet every single swinging you-know-what that's in chat right now, when they moved out, either took some old stuff from the house or had nothing or went
Yeah.
to, charity shops or had a friend that was
Yeah, yeah.
selling something or
Yeah.
whatever. Like,
Yeah.
anyone in here, did anyone have their parents buy them brand new stuff for their
Yeah.
apartment?
Well, there you go. Stickler says when he first went into, is it Dias? Dias AFC?
Dias, yeah.
Yeah. Small U-Haul, no couch, no kitchen table, no chairs, and no bed. Yeah, Randall, exactly.
And I bet it would.
Root.
DI, there you go. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, Randall. There, Deseret Industries. Holy cow. Nice. That is a big charity shop in Utah. It's run by the Mormons.
Right, okay.
But you can get, anything there. It's kind of like, what's the other one that's the big one down here I was just talking about the other day? It'll come to mind. But there's all kinds of charity shops around here for various
Yeah,
charities.
we got
Catholic
when
charities.
I first
Yeah.
got married. Yeah, everything was second hand. With I think apart from the mattress, the bed was second hand, but we bought a new mattress for obvious reasons. But yeah, everything else was second hand.
Now I will say that I am blessed to be able to do that for the girl. And
yeah, I mean, you want to do the best for your kids, but
yeah.
it's not the learning curve we had, is it?
No. It's a strange. I think she's grounded enough that she. How do I put this? I think she understands that that's unusual. I guess in the larger scheme of things. I don't think if you haven't lived that experience, you can't really understand it. So as far as she can, I think she does. And is very appreciative.
I mean, she's obviously grounded enough to appreciate that.
Right.
Not everybody gets that, and also, and that's a good thing because that's what you've instilled into her as she's growing up. That's great.
Yeah.
She's not spoiled. She's not expecting stuff to be provided, but the fact that it has, she'll take good care.
That's
of
what
it,
I'm saying, though, Pilgrim. I think that she is expecting, even while she understands. You know what I mean? And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's like
No, it's just
a bratty.
the way it is today, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh man, it's crazy. But that's what I told her. I said, "Hey, look, here's the deal. This is unusual because, I have jokes because I'm
Yeah.
dad, and talking to the guy that was selling it to is also a father that had a kid, had just left his son was 25, so we were having the whole discussion about it, and I basically said, look here, we're lucky that we can do this. It's a bit of a strain, but we can do it. It's a bed and a couch. These are two high price items.
Yeah.
The good news is that they're not some unknown source. Because a bed and a mattress, a used bed and frame or whatever is fine. A mattress
but the mattress has to be new. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, you know what I mean. So it's going to be a good enough one. It's going to last for 10, 15 years. I said everything else that's in that apartment is up to you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
Yeah,
buy
yeah,
you
yeah.
some appliances. You know how wives are, right?
Yeah.
I can say all kinds of things about what's not gonna happen,
Yeah, yeah. It just,
and then
you might as
all
well be talking to the wind, my friend.
all those things happen.
Yeah, exactly. And without you actually knowing it, because a part of the stuff gets done without your involvement, then you suddenly look round and go, what?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
Brute, you, when he got into the Air Force, got everything apart from he got a $20 hand-me-down couch from a glider squadron NCO. Good on you, Brute. But that was like me. That I don't know if it was the same for you. When I joined the army, I didn't take anything because everything was there. You walked into the when I joined, the barrack room was 15 men in a barrack block.
Yeah.
So
Here's
it was
your
a
cot
bed, a locker, a bed, a locker, a bed,
and a locker. You had a cot and a locker
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
uniform.
That
And-
exactly. That's what you got.
And a pair of civvies for whenever it was they eventually allowed you to leave for
Yeah.
an hour or two or whatever.
Yeah. You used to get an hour off on a Sunday to go to church. That's
Yeah.
your hour off. Go
Oh yeah,
praise
and
the
you
Lord.
you took
That's
it
your
too.
Lord. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never went to church so much in my life. All right.
Ah dear.
Okay, let's see. Let's talk some tank stuff. You know, before we do that, when you said glider squadron, you know one of the stories we forgot to talk about that just killed me with Chris?
No.
The damn balloon squadron thing.
Oh yeah. He spent a lot of time and effort being trained to be a pilot. You know, a top-notch pilot. He may not have been a fast jet pilot, but at least he trained to that level. And then the first posting he got was a balloon. Was a balloon pilot, 800 feet.
Not even the pilot. He was the ground
No, he
crew.
was the admin guy.
Oh, Brute, you would love this story because you would completely understand it. But long story short, he went to pilot training, like Pilgrim said, and there was some issue at the end of it based on airplanes or cutbacks.
Yeah.
I don't remember how it went
Yeah.
down, but what the plane he had that assignment went away, and he was waiting for another assignment. They didn't have anything to do with him, so the RAAF, I guess it is.
Yeah, the Royal Australian
Yeah.
Air Force.
Had bought a balloon as part of their advertisement for recruitment, and it went around to air shows. And there was a crusty old lieutenant colonel that had been assigned to be the balloon pilot and run the squadron of one balloon. So they'd go to these air shows, and the balloon would go up, and it had join the RRAF or whatever on it. And he had a few ground crew people, and of course it floats away because it's not powered and goes wherever. It just leaves the leaves the general vicinity. Of course, then they land in some field and they have to pack it all up and take it. And poor Chris got assigned as the lieutenant. So he's a casual lieutenant in a balloon squadron, brand new wings, not even flying them. Oh, it's the funniest thing. He was still bent, wasn't he?
He was absolutely
Oh, dude.
mullered by it, wasn't he? I mean, it's obviously psychologically affected him because he ended up on Charlie 130s.
But the story came up because we were talking about like crappy bosses or something. And I guess he said the
Yeah,
guy was
something
just
like that, wasn't it?
just
Yeah.
an inveterate a-hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he was just
But I don't
he was
think
the
he
dude
meant
was
to
mad.
say- yeah.
The dude was mad that he was there, so he punished everyone else for being there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because I don't think he actually meant to let it loose that his first posting was a balloon squadron of one balloon. And his maximum ceiling was 800 feet.
yeah. I think we were talking about careers and just goofy stuff that
Yeah.
happened because I think maybe I was talking about because I was a personnel guy for 3 years and then he brought that. I just like, oh man, that is such a military story. You can't even you
Yeah.
believe it right away.
You couldn't make it up.
Yeah, you couldn't make it up and you believe it. You're like, yep, that's
Yeah.
how it goes. Needs of the Air Force, needs of the Army.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what you want doesn't mean shit.
Do you know what? For me, I mean, it's like a newly qualified anything, pilot, infanteer. You're on the top of your game. You've been trained to the hill. You're full of beans. You're really, you're ready to go for it, aren't you? I can't imagine the devastation that happens when they go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're a pilot, but you're gonna go to a balloon squadron.
It's like when I have young relatives or friends of friends who are like, hey, this kid is think about going to the Air Force or whatever. Like, would you talk to them? I'm like, okay, sure. And it's, if you ever get started with, and I know you've had the same thing, you know, like you said, they come in, they're all excited, like, oh, I'm blah, blah, do this, do that. And they're like, hey, I'm thinking about joining and I want to be a whatever. And I talked to the recruiter and they said, yeah, you'll sign me up to be a whatever. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Big breath, big integrity.
All right. I have a whole speech about managing expectations. Once you sign, nobody gives a shit what you want. All the promises you were given, change tomorrow or in 10 minutes or yesterday, and you didn't even know it. So I'm always like, look, great. Yes, get your best score you can. Try to sign up for the thing you want. Do whatever it takes to get there. When you go to your training, try to be the best trainee you can be. Do all that stuff. And if you get to that thing you want to do, congrats. Also, and then the spiel. And then the spiel. You know, you may want to be an intel guy, but you may end up a security forces guy. All right?
Exactly,
no offense to security forces guys, but...
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly.
Oh, man.
The thing is with the British Army back in the day, I don't know about today, recruiting, but that switchover happens when you get paid what is now known as the King's shilling, but it was the Queen's shilling. So they pay you what the equivalent of what a shilling is in today's money. And that, as soon as you get that in your sweaty little hand, that changes, that flips the whole thing. The recruiting sergeant pays you your Queen's shilling because you've gone through your 3-day assessment or whatever, and you've been accepted for whatever you want to be. You get paid your Queen's shilling, and then he starts shouting at you.
So that's like a I don't what's the rolling for. I'm going to say a formality, but that's like a symbolic. Once you take that, you've signed. You're now you're owned. You are owned.
Your arse is now owned by the king. Yeah. Well, back in the day, that shilling used to be popped into your beer glass.
Really?
Which is why beer flagons have got a glass bottom, so you can see if there's a shilling being dropped into your drink. Because if you were in the pub 300 years ago, and it's a Navy thing, and the Navy recruiter came and dropped a shilling in your beer, and you drank your beer, and at the bottom was a shilling, you picked it out, you were then press ganged. That's where it came from, press ganging.
So if you drank it and just set it aside, they couldn't technically take you?
Yeah, but I mean, who, as a poor man sat in a pub, would leave the shilling in there without clicking? You know, you'd go, oh, what's that? You grab it, wouldn't you? All right, you're nicked, mate.
I mean, how many years did it take for them to figure that one out, though?
Well, they wouldn't, because most peasants were stupid, weren't they?
Hence, they got press ganged.
Yep, they got press ganged.
Everyone who knew disappeared and probably never came back.
Yeah.
These guys keep finding shillings and they just go away. Like, what's going on with
I don't know what going on.
They must go off and get rich.
Yeah, they go and spend it somewhere else.
They must go off and be rich. Oh man! All right, anywho's. Let's see, tank stuff.
Channel news.
It's working on the Kilana. Where's
right.
Hold on. There we go. All right. So we are working on the Panzer 58, which I don't know why I like this silly thing, but this is a fun little tank, man. Doing pretty well in it, 59%. Nothing special about it. The turbo makes it quite, I wouldn't say fast, but it's certainly sprightly. Let's put it that way. But this is a good tank, man. I enjoy this. I also have a vision set up on it, so if I see some kind of a situation where CVS and optics might be nice, like there's no scouts and it's kind of a scout map, I might roll over to that. Yeah. I'm also working on the Kilana, which stats on that are getting better. I'm up to 57% on that. This is kind of a brutal little guy right here. I like this tank quite a bit. The old K2.
What's it called? The Colonic?
The Colonic, yeah. I think that's a good nickname for it.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
We'll call it that then.
Because if it hits you for that big damage, you're having a colonic. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it feels like being flushed out.
No, Kilana.
Oh, Kilana.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you. All right.
I have enjoyed this more since I kind of got my stuff together and put a rotation mechanism on it, and I'm running combat course for rotation. So now, because its hull traverse is atrocious. So those two things have made it much better.
Yeah.
Those two things.
Would you recommend that for the Japanese TDs tier 8 and 9 then? Because I mean, I'm still doing the grind on those Japanese heavies and TDs at the moment. I'm now at tier 9.
Well, this is Polish.
And I know, but because it's a casemate, would you
Oh.
also recommend
The rotation device.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I didn't feel like I needed it on the Japanese one. Is it?
No, okay. I didn't.
But I don't know what its rotation is.
No, it seems to move quick enough. The Asmus is a bit poo, but then that's most casemates anyway, so you sort of have to live with that.
I mean, if you feel like it's not rotating enough, it's certainly something to give it a try because a lot of this stuff is to personal taste, right?
Yeah,
you know, if you want it to spin a little bit more, then that's the way you're going to do it. I think there's also one of the experimental equipment does something like that, right, guys? It won't be as good as this,
does it? Yeah,
but
yeah,
it adds.
There we go, Gator.
There, Gator just said it. There you go. So I think there's a mobility one right there.
I mean, I've only played one game in the tier 9. I've just grinded the tier 8 through now.
Yeah.
And I had one game this morning with the tier 9, which and I'm not going to blame myself for this, but I was up there with the heavies, but I had one of those melting teams, and I got gang tackled by 2 heavies and a 59G.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't turn it quick enough to it.
The Hori one, yeah. The Hori one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you might actually like it because I do remember that is a fairly ungainly turning tank. And like Cliffy said, the other thing about the experimental turbo is you essentially get a full up turbo with some rotation capability. So you might try the turbo. That will give you a little bit more speed, and it's actually not. It's pretty close. It won't be as good as say a Bounty turbo, but it's only a kilometer or two difference. So you'll get a little bit of a boost to speed, and you'll get a boost to your rotation. So that might be a way to go.
I might change the setup. At the moment, I've got it as a. What have I got? I've got vents, rammer, and aim thing on it.
Yeah, vents, rammer, and aim. I mean, you might get rid of the aim and put the turbo thing on it.
Yeah, put the turbo on it, see what it looks like. Yeah.
Vents is an all-around thing. You could swap out the vents for it. Vents is going to help a little bit anyway. So if you wanted to add more, I guess it would be the IA. So you're going to lose some accuracy, but that's a big Brutus tank anyway.
Yeah, it is a big old gun. It's going to hit. It's going to hit, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, all right, I'll do that. Sasquatch games for me this weekend have been bad, and 4 wins and 20 losses. Starting to feel that way this week for me. Dude. Yeah, that is bad. That feels bad.
I have for last week. I've been 70 wins and 0 losses, so I wouldn't know what that feels like.
Yeah, I was on the platoon with you every time you were doing that.
Yeah, all I do is win, baby. Grumpy old man. Look, I feel like you're tempting. The hurricane. You're tempting the hurricane gods, my friend. Come on, we've seen this movie before where it gets into the Gulf and just starts spinning like a top and then just careens off in a completely different direction.
Yeah, send it to South America. They love it.
Oh man, yeah. I think the Big Bend area is about to eat another. Okay, again, touch wood. I hate talking about this kind of stuff, but it's supposed to be. Again, we've seen this movie about a Cat 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want anything going anywhere near you, mate. Nothing like that.
Yeah. We're gonna get a little bit of the rain bands, but we are on the northwest quadrant because they spin counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise.
Yeah. We're on the top left, which is most of the energy is spent by the time it gets all the way around there.
You'll get a band of rain rather than.
Yeah, well, mostly wind because the rain, the top right quadrant's the worst because that's where it dumps all the rain because it comes off the water with all the moisture, dumps the rain there, and then it's wind, comes back around, picks up more moisture, and that's kind of what happens in this part of the world with them anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. All right. I think that's it. Haven't done any. Oh, I did a little DCS on Monday. Me and Slick flew a little bit. Yeah, that was good.
All right.
We slayed many bandits, and
bandit slayer.
And crashed
any
a
balloons?
few times.
Did you shoot any balloons down?
No balloons. I don't know if there are balloons in DCS.
I think we need to get Lobo in on a balloon. There's no balloons in DCS. That's terrible.
I bet there's a mod. I bet there's a mod for a skin that
Yeah.
looks like a balloon.
Yeah. Get an SU with a balloon skin. That would be so cool.
There's a pretty funny series for, I think it's Microsoft Flight Simulator, or maybe it's one of the other. I don't remember which one it is, but there's a great series. It's an ATC kind of series, and the guy is like controlling one of these public servers at one of the big runways, and he's attempting to, because people just spawn in, they take off of taxiways or whatever, and theoretically they're supposed to talk to tower and go through the whole thing, but of course it's chaos.
Yeah.
And one of them, he's like, all right, so we've got a balloon along with an F-18 coming up initial. The balloon appears to be doing 500 knots. That you just see there's an F-18 and a balloon just cruising along.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
It's a pretty funny series. The guy's actually really funny talking to people. Oh, man. All right. I think that's it for Channel News, fellas. Let's have some shilling.
Let's have some blue lights.
Speaking of a shilling in the bottom of your cup,
Yes.
we are going to shill Ing.
We're going to shill for the bottom of the cup to join the Navy.
So Christmas is coming up. That's the thing right there.
Yeah, boxes.
Yeah, we'll be selling boxes pretty. No, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. The Watt's birthday is coming up, though.
It is.
Yeah, August
Although
is World
that's
Tanks.
been a pretty lame affair in the past, hasn't it?
Well, we
Fairly
just.
sort of mediocre.
Yeah, we'll get there. Commander AF put out her latest video. So we're going to look at that in a minute and see what's up and coming. The Progetto is for sale. Why would the Progetto be for sale?
No idea.
Oh, you know
Another
why.
Italian line.
You know why.
Yeah. We know why.
What event would be coming up because of the Progetto?
Well, it'll either be Steel Hunter's on now, isn't it?
That's not
So it'll be
Frontline.
Frontline.
Yeah.
Or, it'll be Frontline. Yeah. So Progetto is on sale. Of course
Yep,
it is.
yep. Frontline in like 2 weeks or a week or something like that. So we got to sell the Progetto, and I guess maybe the Caliban is in that. Do people play the Caliban on Frontline? I don't know.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They do indeed.
162.
Although with its long reload, it's not. I wouldn't say it was ideal for Frontline. But
Yeah, this thing is like perfect Frontline tank.
Yeah.
Fast, lots of firepower, decently accurate. I mean, I don't even know.
Annoying, especially on the EU, because everybody plays it. I mean, everybody. You get a third of your team will be Progettos.
I mean, is there a better Frontline tank than this thing? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Maybe the Brusque, maybe.
Oh yeah, Brosk might be up there too. Yep.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. A little more stealth involved with that guy. We have the T-38F30, so you can spend all kinds of money having a tier, I don't know what this thing is, 4 tank.
Yeah.
We've also got the 122M, also a decent frontline tank. Hard hitting, good gun depression, okay mobility. A little bit kind of more of the slow and steady game, vice the Progetto's fast and loose game. T-25 Pilot 1 is out, and then the IS-2S.
Yeah.
And then you can have a Turan as well. Days of Olympus, I don't even know what that's from or for. That's pretty much it, guys. There's nothing else going on here. There's some gold packages. This is all standard garbage here. Nothing exciting. Vehicles-wise, it's all the same vehicles here. And then the random order of the rest of the stuff. So, not much to say in terms of sales, guys. Obviously, if you don't have a Progetto, it's for sale again, so you can pick one up. Of those tanks, that's probably the one most worth it. The Caliban is funny sometimes, but not particularly fun. Grendel got
It's not fun. No.
40% off coupon. Never seen. Wow. There's nothing I could use it on.
That's it. That's the thing, isn't it? Wargaming give you something like that, and then on one hand, and then on the other hand, they slap you across the face, don't they?
40% off of 100% of shit you can't have it for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what it's good. What things could you get with it, Grendel? Is it 40% off one of the base, maybe one of the base tanks that doesn't have? Generally, what happens is if it already has a discount shown, then you can't double discount. That's not always true. Sometimes either they forget or they don't care, or I don't know. Permanent tanks. There you go.
Permanent tanks.
Yep. I'll buy that. I'll buy that for $1. I think that's it for this stuff right now. Yeah, we'll come back to all this. In the Here's an interesting thing that I was thinking about today. We've touched on it a little bit. Let me get back to missions. There's a mission right now. Wrestling mission. I don't even know where that came from. It just updated, I think. There's a wrestling mission. What?
Yeah. Why?
Actually, this fits into my comment right here. All right, so this is a mission. Destroy any vehicle by ramming. I'm assuming that's tied to the Olympics.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Wrestling or whatever. Okay.
Possibly.
Which is cool. And then there's this Together We Stand. This is a platoon mission.
Yeah.
And it takes a little while to do because you got to win 12 and you've got to do 20,000 damage in a platoon. But you got a few goodies along the way, and then you can get a style. It's kind of a dumb style. It's the fire thing, but whatever. It's a style. None of this is Diablo. Thanks, man. What's happening, dude? So anyway, my comment, my observation here is, where have all these kind of little missions gone? Now we happen to have 2 now, which is cool. But remember in years past, there would always be these kind of interesting, smaller missions.
Little missions, little missions just knocking around.
And you'd have to do something fairly specific. Yeah. And then for a long time, it was all tied to wins and top this and that or the other. This is cool, man. Look, destroy a vehicle by ramming.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And it's not a case of 10 rams or 20 or some grindy thing where you get people playing stupid so they can just go do it. I mean, yeah, you might play stupid to ram one tank to get that done, but who cares? That's a cool... And look what you get.
Yeah.
Couple kits.
Yeah.
Free crew XP, directive. That's awesome. Yeah, Cliffy. Yeah, that's a good point. That's what Battle Pass does. Yeah.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of stuff coming out of Battle Pass, isn't it? If you look, again, if you because it's far and away in the background, you just don't realise it's coming, and then all of a sudden you see in your information panel you've just received this, that, and the other. So it is fairly cool. I quite like that.
But I think there's some engagement here that's better than Battle Pass, because Battle Pass is just a grind.
Yeah.
It's I just win or whatever and experience level wherever I rank in my team and win or lose or whatever points on the tank. And I may have to, there may be some engagement in terms of determining what tank I'm going to play because, tier 6s, 5s, and 4s, I can only go to a certain point and all that stuff that goes on with that. But in terms of just other kind of engagement where you sit down and go, oh, there's a wrestling mission, I have to ram something.
Yeah. You see, you go out purposely and do that. That's cool.
Or, I've got to have a platoon. Let me jump in a platoon and knock this thing out. And I don't think they lose anything by putting little awards like this in the game. No, and I think they gain a lot of engagement by putting stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Brute's off to breakfast. See you later, buddy.
You don't have the wrestling. I didn't either this morning. There is a code.
I think it's just rebooted, hasn't it?
Well, there's also a code. Hold on, let me get the code. I wonder if it was this code that tripped that. Let me put it in here for you guys. Try that code and see if it adds it to your missions after the code. This does give you some goodies. Is it the same goodies? Hold on. No, it's not. Yeah, that code right there, guys, got me large repair kit, 3 combat course directives, automatic fire extinguisher, and a first aid kit, large. So it's a decent code. So I don't know if maybe that also added the mission. DeCardi, I think so. She was at Tank Fest a month ago.
Yeah, we saw her, didn't we?
Yeah. If anything's transpired between then and now, I don't know. But she was at Tank Fest. So as of a month ago, I would say yes. But I don't know past that. Nothing special. I crash into Battle Pass. Ceiling in my lower tier tanks. I start Battle Pass playing it. Yeah, most people do. Now that you can... Well, not most people. I think a lot of people do, though. Because tier 4 and tier 5, Pilgrim, you can get to the 15 extra points quickly with those.
Yeah. Cliffy says he's got the mission. It's from the code, yeah.
Isn't that weird? Because it didn't mention anything about a mission. Or did it? Mission reward. Consumables? Yeah, it doesn't say anything about a mission, but there you go. The mission is. So that might be a. I'm assuming that's a Olympics thing.
Yeah, it sounds like Games 2024, isn't it? So
Yeah.
pretty much sounds like that.
Yeah, I don't know, Dicarde. Is somebody else doing the wargaming streams? Is it mostly Ikibu or something? I don't necessarily pay attention to the wargaming streams too much. Yeah, don't know, man. Like I've said before, I'm not actually on the. What is it? CA, Community Ambassador Discord. So I hear nothing about what's going on.
How different is those two levels from CC to CA in your opinion?
Quite. Yeah. Well, in practice, not much. Because but the CCs do have to sign a non-disclosure. The CAs do not have to sign a non-disclosure, which means
you won't get a lot of information.
I won't get anything that is under non-disclosure. Yeah. So they won't tell us any of that stuff. Did that really matter to me as when I was a CC? Not really, because it's non-disclosure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right, that code activated mission access, large repair kit, large first aid kit, automatic fire extinguisher, and combat course ×3.
Did it say mission access?
It says mission access.
Additional mission complete. See, mine doesn't say mission access. That would be cool if it did.
Yeah, mine did.
Huh.
Yeah, but only
Okay.
on the. It told me on the. When you enter the code, it tells you what you got from that code.
Oh, you're
So
saying on the
in the
website
game-
it said that.
On the website, yeah. on the
Okay,
website.
I didn't read that. That may have said that on the website. It does not say
Yeah.
it on your in-game notification. Okay, so fair enough. It says it on the. That makes sense. Now I'm tracking. It's important that we know that we're talking about the same thing. You know what I mean?
Because we rehearse this, don't we?
Yeah. I'm just saying from a communication standpoint.
Yeah.
You said you said, hey, it says this says mission access. I'm saying no,
Yeah.
it doesn't. But we're looking at two completely different places.
Exactly. I can see the enemy. It's right in front of me. Well, I can't.
Yeah,
No,
because I'm looking behind.
Oh, man.
This coffee is nice this morning, man. I'm enjoying.
got?
I'm enjoying my coffee. I've got a Sumatra blend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice and dark. I've got my petroleum product in it, which I love.
Right. Okay. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
So,
that's-
so what's your? I mean, you came over here and we don't really do coffee connoisseuring, but
Yeah.
you quite like the little packets, the caramel lattes and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, sweet tooth. Yeah. At least for coffee, I like my coffee to be a little sweet.
All right.
I'll drink nice dark coffee with nothing in it. That's good. That doesn't bother me. But given my druthers, I'll put something sweet in it.
Right.
And
so
cream.
Give it a choice. Yeah.
Milk and cream, maybe a little bit of sweetener. When I go over there, I drink a lot of tea because my wife's
Everybody
family does that, and that's fine. I love it because it's delicious. And I will put a dash of milk and just a bit of sugar in it. Although sometimes
Yeah,
I
that's
won't
fine.
take
That's fine.
sugar in it, and I'll just put a dash of milk in it, no sugar. And I'll drink a lot of coffee without much in it over there because they just don't buy the big things of.
No, and we don't do this creamer stuff that like the. I don't think we do anyway. Probably might do.
You can get it there, but her
Right.
family doesn't drink the petroleum product,
Right.
which is delicious.
Us likes coffee flavored.
I know all the hoity-toity, nose up in the air coffee people scoff at us who put stuff in their coffee. Like I said, I'll drink it black. I like it black if it's good. Doesn't bother me, even if it's bad. To be quite honest,
Yeah.
I'll even drink instant coffee in a pinch. I won't complain.
No. Well, you didn't. You didn't, because I gave you instant, but it was refined instant. It was Americano.
We're going to talk about what Cliffy just said right now.
What do you say? Communication is key
No.
to any strong relationship. Yeah, it's always one way though.
The
It's always
last
from
thing. The last thing. Read the last
I
thing.
bet you wash your mug. No, I don't.
I do. I have people at work, guys at work, that have these mugs that are just stained in coffee, like 800 years of coffee. What is that?
Apparently that's flavour.
So your gnarly lips have been all over that mug. And the coffee's been moldering in it. And you just pour another cup the next day and slap your lips over that moldering. Now, the only way you can get away with that is if you don't put stuff in it. If you put sugar or cream in it, you can't really do that. So that's a black cup. That's a black coffee drinker thing.
Yeah.
Which I just still don't understand. I still don't understand.
Well, see, the trouble is, now, I don't know if you can see this. Let me just see if you can see it on the stream. Hang on. I have cleaned that religiously. Now, apart from taking wire wool, that's tea, right? Apart from taking wire wool to that, which I'm not going to do because it'll scratch the enamel. There's no other way of getting that tea off there.
So do you clean the rim where do you slap your lips on it?
No, yeah, I clean everything, but that will not clean off in normal daily cleaning. So that's what tea does to your insides. So when you cut open a British person and you look into his intestines, they're all that colour.
That's why I put the petroleum product in there, because it just loosens everything up and slides it through.
Oh, does it? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Just lets everything slide out then.
Yeah, and it brings everything out with it. Just sends everything south. It's like, come on, guys, let's get out of here.
Oh, dear.
I don't really clean my barbecue.
You soap, Pilgrim, says Gator. No.
Yeah, Gator, I don't understand how he can't clean it either. I can just reach in there and do this, and it cleans. I don't know what planet he's coming from. I don't clean my barbecue either. Not really.
No, I don't clean mine because
I'll scrape it.
Better.
I'll scrape it.
Yeah, I'll scrape it, yeah.
And if you're going to do that, you better make sure that you preheat well, because obviously if there's chunkules
That's
on
what
there.
stainless steel's for. Stainless steel is designed for grills, so you don't have to clean it, you just scrape it, otherwise. But then my tea would taste of vinegar, Grendel, so I'm not putting vinegar in my tea mug. That doesn't happen.
You can wash it out. Well seasoned is a plus, just like, exactly, we are well seasoned, my friends. All right, what were we talking about? Missions and specials. Okay, so that was everything in here that I wanted to talk about. What else did I see? We've got, a new Twitch campaign, guys, the 5th, that's tomorrow, to the 26th. Go back over to the website. There's some goodies there. You know what we haven't seen? We have not seen a Twitch package. What are they called?
Prime.
Prime package. We haven't seen a Prime package in a while. Those seem to have disappeared. Wonder what happened to those things. Whatever happened to those things?
Yeah. They're keeping them back for special days.
Special days? Is that okay?
Special days. Yeah. They're keeping them back for special days.
Special days. Excellent.
Yeah.
I thought, where is that thing? I saw it. Oh, there we go. Enjoy summer vibes and hot rewards. It is the dog days of summer, my friends. Days of summer. Looks like we've got a 3D style, some other styles, some ×5s. Always nice for grinding out your field mods on tanks you've already ground out. Oh, good. I need some more garage slots. I only have 283 extra.
What are we going to do with them all? We need to rent the garage spaces out, I think.
I think I just came up with a new mini game for me. Use all my coins and things on buying as many garages as possible.
That'd be good to see if you can top the 1,000. Have 1,000 garages.
It's like the Hunter Battle Challenge, but it's the garage stacking challenge. How many garage spots can I have?
Yeah. And then you can rent them out and earn a fortune.
I could become a landlord in World of Tanks for all the new players. Could charge them exorbitant amounts to park their tanks in my garages.
That'd be cool.
That's a good idea, Pilgrim. I think we're onto something there. That is Pilgronomics 101. That might be
making money off the exactly.
That's Pilgronomics 401. Never mind 101. That's advanced. No. That's senior level training right there.
And as an incentive, those people who rent 10 garages off you get a free decal. A free
One.
decal that you cannot sell. One free decal.
How about a time limited decal? That's only
Well, yeah,
good.
time
Good.
limited
It's
decal
good for a
you can't
week.
sell. Yeah. Yeah. Then yeah. Yeah. That'd be cool.
I hope Wargaming wasn't hearing that. They're like, wait a minute, hold on.
Oh, someone's come up with a great idea.
Time limited decals? Yes, yes. Decal renting. All right.
That's got to be an earner.
That's big money right there. You're talking about, yeah.
Man, yeah.
All right, so, I mean, some goodies. You know what? I'm like, oh, that's cool. But then I looked, what? Why? All right, at least there are some time limited personal reserves. But the rest of this, I don't know.
No. Comes with a package. People want it. Maybe.
But gift horse, free stuff, all the standard caveats there. Go for it, fellas. Take care of that. What else?
But
we
it
got
is
here?
the thing is, I get that it's free stuff, Guido, and I understand that don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But here's me looking a gift horse in the mouth. It's free stuff that I have no use for, so I don't want it. It's a sod it. Keep it. Don't care.
Pilgrim
I don't need
with the brutal honesty coming at you.
Yeah.
All right, so we also have the Watt Monthly. Bless her heart,
Yep.
Commander AF doing her best to send out some information, none of which, sorry to say, is very useful, to be quite honest.
But she does remain positive, doesn't she?
She
That's
does.
The only good thing about watching her
Yeah.
is that there's a positivity about that young lady. And that's
Top of the
good.
tree is changing to the Centurion Action X and the VZ55. The Action X has been top of the tree multiple times in the recent past.
Let me take you to task.
Okay.
On one of your videos, and I think I actually put
Which
it in the
was
chat.
absolutely amazing, more than likely.
It was an amazing.
Thank you for
amazing-
mentioning that.
Yes, YouTube video on the Vicky Victoria Victory, whatever it's called. Right? You did the comparison video,
Yeah.
and you compared it with a Leopard,
Which was just genius, really.
and absolutely, and an M60,
Mhm.
which was even more genius.
Yeah.
But you never compared it with the Action X.
I know, I missed an opportunity. I will say, in my defense, not that there's much defense here, but puling. Let's just put that under the heading of puling. The reason I didn't is it has a good turret, and neither of those other two really have a good turret.
Okay, I
But
can sort of go with that, but
I see your point, because it is another British tier
what is it,
10
Tech Tree Tier 10.
tech
isn't it?
tree, and I could have compared and contrasted the two different British types of tanks. But I
Because
do.
I think if you'd have done that, you would have dented the sales of that particular Vicky Victoria tank quite significantly, because people would just have grinded the Action X out. They wouldn't have
Hold
bothered
that,
to not buy
hold
it.
that thought, because there's some news on that front coming up.
Well,
I would
they're gonna
agree.
Give it away free now, aren't they?
I would
Because
agree that-
everybody's paying for it.
I would agree the AX plays differently. That's kind of where I was, but also I suppose if you were going, all right, what's the difference between these British tanks? Everybody has a different angle of what they want to see. What I miss is the consumable discount, consumable discounts before going into Frontline. That may yet happen. You never know,
Yeah.
nothing. But
Yeah.
good point. I could use one of
Frontline
those
is-
actually.
Frontline's a week away at least, isn't it?
Yeah, I could use one of those. Frontline is the 19th, fellas. It's right here.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
2 weeks away. So I think there may well be a discount consumable before.
That was very topical. His question, our answer, having up the calendar, Commander AF letting us know what's going on. So, hey, we just found a use
That's
for
good.
it. Yeah,
We did.
very nice.
We did.
This is where the token thing starts. This, by the way, this calendar drives me crazy the way they do it with Saturday and Sunday on the right side.
Yeah.
And
that's-
not the
no
wraparound?
calendar in the world.
No.
No calendar in the world looks like that, does
No.
it? None.
Because I look at that and
Everything's
go,
over on the right. Yeah.
I'm like, top of the, it's starting on Sunday? No, it's starting on
Yeah.
Monday because Sunday's over here.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
I-
isn't it?
How awesome is it to be able to complain about everything you see?
Yeah. It is great though, isn't it? Yeah. And we are of that age where we're allowed to do the cloud shouting.
I'm so angry that Sunday's on the right.
Yeah.
I think you should all be outraged as well.
You should write to your local member of parliament, or in your case, your local senator.
Or you could go to Commander AF's effort in attempting to help tankers know what's going on in August and just be a raging SOB.
Yeah, you can type
in
it
chat.
into the comments. Yeah.
And you could,
Yeah.
in short, nothing new. Maybe fix the game, maybe fix matchmaking, maps, tank balance. Still no sign of a consumable sale. We just had that ourselves. Nothing as always. Perhaps it's time to fix the issues. Marathon for a premium tier 8 left the chat. Where are food and repair kit? Okay, you get the picture.
Yeah.
You guys get the picture. Poor Commander AF. Just trying to help you guys out.
No, not poor Commander AF, because there's no way on God's earth does she sit and read any of that nonsense. She puts that video out and walks away and goes shopping. She doesn't have any. She doesn't go back to that at all.
No, man. When you're a content creator, you get into your feelings, man.
No.
Like, why don't they like me, man?
It's my fault. It's all my fault there's no consumable sale.
Pale Jedi, they actually had several kind of close together, which surprised me.
Yeah.
As opposed to kind of spreading them out. But yeah, we had like 2.
But if Watt's birthday comes before Frontline, then that could be something on Watt's birthday, couldn't it?
Well, notice that's not even here. That's kind of blew my mind. I'm like, wait a minute. Why not advertise when the birthday event is on here?
Yeah, because it's going to be a non-event.
Is that really going to be something that is going to move for some reason? I can't.
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't even. Overwhelming Fire arcade cabinet. If you like the Pew Pew Super Autocannon gameplay, then that's coming up. And I guess they're doing it twice. Must be 2 versions of it. Fine. This basically says the same thing. So either it's 2 weeks of the same thing, or wait a minute. Yeah, I don't know. It's
now,
2 weekends. It's 2 weekends. That's what's going on. It goes from there to there.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I need to ask this question.
Okay.
Because it's my senile memory. Okay. Now I sort of dimly remember the last time we did Coffee Talk. There was something you could get for bonds, and everybody you advised people to do it, and everybody went, or I went, yeah, I'm going to do that. I think because
equipment.
Okay, what? Yeah, I've opened my client this week, and I've gone. I've lost all my bonds. I had 16,000 bonds, and now there's only 8. Where the flipping heck have all them bonds gone? And I thought immediately the wargaming had taken them off me in some form of like he pretended to buy the victory and didn't buy it.
Did you put in a whatever that is?
No, I'm
a
not
ticket?
putting a ticket in because I get a cut and paste reply from wargaming because they don't like me.
So somebody stole your bonds.
No, I seem to distinctly remember. I'm not having this, right? I'm not having you doing me over like this. This is a serious. I want you. Where's your centre patch program? I'm only a prospect, my friend. So I'm like, did I? Because I remember you saying something about, I'm going to do that right now, and I did it on stream. So I'm going to have to go back on the Coffee Talk and find out where my bonds are gone. Because I'm sitting here fuming about my bonds being missing.
It was the equipment sale. It was the improved equipment I told you because it was a 3 for.
That was it. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a 3 for 2 sale or something, and it had the turbo ski that's never been sold.
That's the one you can only get once ever.
Yeah, ever. That's it.
I thought I was going off Morocco.
Pilgrim does not have the center patch because he has not nicked a set of pudding and tea from an old man on a cafe site.
But do you know what's so funny about the custodians? Bless them, I love them to bits. They're all my brothers. But anyway, it's just I'll give you the background, okay, for everybody.
All right.
I'll give you the background. The custodians are the only Crown service motorcycle club in the United Kingdom, probably in the world actually. So you have to have served the Crown in some form or manner to be a member of the club. So ex-military guys, law enforcement, ambulance drivers, Coast Guard, you know, all that, right? So like emergency services and all this lot. But the hilarious thing we ever get up to as a group is that on a Saturday we'll go for a ride out to the local cafe to have cake and tea. We don't do anything, Larry. You know, we're not HA, we're not 1% at all.
Yeah.
We you know, tin muffins is about as bad as we get.
So to get your center patch, you gotta take a packet of sugar and take it with you.
No, you've got to provide rich tea biscuits for the whole motorcycle club. That's when you get your patch. And at the moment, I'm working up to that. I'm just taking the odd one or two at the moment.
I have to say, Pilgrim, that I think personally, a group of those old grizzled guys having tea and biscuits is probably scarier than whatever else the other guys are up to.
Yeah.
Because they're all very calmly sitting around having tea and biscuits, very comfortable in that. I think you would not want to mess around with those fellers.
No.
Hey guys, we've been at it for a little bit over an hour. I need to redo my coffee. Let's have a 5-minute break, and we will be right back.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with a strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the...
All right, we are back, fellas. We are back. So we were talking about still on missions and specials, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the things coming up, guys. We've got Frontline, like we said. There's also this Legends Cup Onslaught thing going on. You can watch that. There's probably going to be drops involved with that stuff. And a couple of those arcade cabinet things, which I've never done. Frontline episode 2, and that's it for that mess. What else we got?
Well, before you move on to anything else, are you going to download the voice mod Tank Commanders bundle to transform your voice, Guido?
No.
No, neither am I. But
No.
it's merchandise, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
another attempt to get your money.
Yeah, I'm not.
But how funny would that be? To have like a Porky Pig squeaky voice or something. That'd be cool.
It only does like 5 different things from what I can tell.
Oh, does it? Is it really boring? You can't really massage it to be absolutely crazy voice.
There's all kinds of stuff like this out there, and I don't know how good this one is compared to the rest of them. I know with my editing software, there's some voice mod stuff I can do, but everything. Yeah, here it goes. Includes 16 sounds for $7.99.
Right, $7.99.
So
16 cents. But yeah, some of that's music though, isn't it? Music and what I say, there was more than just the voice mod, wasn't there? There was music and something else added to it.
But I don't.
No, it's sound effects.
I'm not tracking why you want to change your voice. Who are you
It's
talking?
only you that's gonna hear
Who are
it.
you talking to?
Or you can communicate with your teammates.
Well, I get.
Celebrating victory.
Yeah, I'm
and
assuming.
Ambiance.
Yeah, I'm assuming it might do that over the comms. This
Like
kind of
Discord.
stuff is really aimed at content creators, honestly.
Yeah, it does say adding ambience to your streams.
Right.
This bundle offers a range of options to make your gaming sessions more exciting and immersive. Yeah, okay.
But there's so much other software that does this same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But
And
all if they had a Scouse one, wouldn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Hey, all right there, hey, you've just shot him. Hey,
Hey.
Up the backside there. Hey, calm down. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. That'd be so cool.
I don't know where this ranks in the list of those things. I've looked into them on occasion, but that's not really my kind of thing anyway. So
No.
doing all that voice, I know like Damien does all kinds of. He has all this stuff figured out. It's part of his stream, but I don't know. There you go. $8. Is it 8 a month or something? Is it one of these stupid?
Oh, is it one of these like pay monthly?
Well, I don't know.
Thank you anyway.
Bundle codes for $8. I mean, if it's a one-time thing, maybe that's all right.
I don't know.
It's a
But
code.
I mean, it's yeah.
There's a code for access for 7 days, which of course you're going to also put a credit card in to get that code, and then they will automatically
Yeah.
charge you. I'm just saying that because that's usually how to do it. I don't know
Yeah.
how they do it, but I bet that's how they do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Gator will say your next video will have an anime voice mod. You know those little
It
Japanese
will
babies.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
There will be no squeaky voices. Unless it's coming from the game, which may happen. I may miss that. That's there. There's a DAV versus Operation First Response Challenge. This is charity stuff, so good on them. Disabled American Veterans is the one charity. The other one is the First Response charity for the first responders. You can click here and pick your team. Excuse me. I actually obviously picked the DAV, and then off you go. So support the charity
That's
if you
cool,
like.
though, isn't it? I like it when Wargaming do stuff like that because it means somebody's thinking about it. You know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Accidentally sold 300 fire extinguishers instead of 3 since the last casino. Oh no.
Nope.
Well, the good news is when the sale, you know this, but when the sale comes back, you haven't lost anything, right? Because that's a wash. If you sold them for half the regular price, you can rebuy them for the sale price, which is the same amount that you have in your bank,
Yeah.
provided you haven't spent it. So that's annoying. And yeah, what he's talking about is he's got just enough to not kind of get killed. Yep. Yeah, that's a bummer, man. I'm always careful when I'm selling things like that, trying to figure out, make sure I don't sell too many or sell the wrong thing. All right, I think we're on to subjects du jour, fellas. I gave the code out. Let's jump over here because there's quite a bit of stuff here on this. This was an interesting thing here. This is on Armored Patrol. World of Tanks 2.0 to expand tech trees beyond Tier 10. Preliminary and very cautiously, our sources from the basements in Cyprus report the following. In Watt 2.0, whatever that is, tech trees will be expanded beyond Tier 10. Tanks will extend the historical boundaries past 1975. However, do not expect tanks from the 90s and 2000s to appear immediately. I don't know what 2.0 is, whether it's just an update to the current game, a significant overhaul, or a brand new engine. I keep hearing that 2.0 thing, but very few details on exactly what it is. If anybody's got any details, chuck it down into chat there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. You know, remember we reported RU is doing tier 11. There's a little bit more info on this coming up. But that's Lesta's version of the game.
Yeah, I mean, whether that bleeds across is a different matter, isn't it?
Right. There's where the bonus code came from. And actually, there's an EU version of it as well. It's all the same code, though. There's the mission act. Yeah, so it does say mission access, at least on this thing. What else we got? All right, the Eric Concept 1. This is a tier 9 German premium medium tank. So not just a reward tank, but a premium. It's pretty standard. It looks like it's decently fast at 65. Not a lot of armor with 50 hull and 90 turret. 400 alpha gun, 270, 320 with heat. About a 10-second reload. Doesn't show the DPM. There it is, 2,407, which is okay. Minus 10 gun depression, aim time at 2.11, accuracy at 0.29, which is quite accurate. Baseline.
Actually, a fairly standard tank for its class.
I mean, it looks a lot like a Leopard PTA.
Yeah. It's nothing superb, nothing rubbish. It's just a good standard sort of middle of the road medium tank.
Standard cyclical gun. It's got a commander with the radio operator and the commander, gunner, driver, loader. Fairly standard loadout. So this is probably some reward tank kind of idea.
Excuse me.
Now I don't know where we are. What is happening?
Where are we?
Yeah, let's start this over again because I think it's jumped forward somehow. There we go. So that thing's in there. I'm not going to go through this too much. Here's a question. So this is what came to mind when I was reading this. What exactly is the point of all the low tier 4 and 3 and 2 and whatever tanks they keep putting in the game?
I don't know. I mean,
No, the obvious, it's a rhetorical question to some extent. It's like, all right, content. Okay, got it. Noted. Absolutely. Content. Like, why don't they do something? Why don't they do events down at that tier? Why don't they... It doesn't have to... The whole game doesn't... I've talked about this for years and years. The whole game doesn't have to obviously pivot and be about tier 4. But why don't they do stuff with all of this low tier content? They are obviously spending time building them and getting all crazy about the stats and balancing them and doing all the shit they do with a tier 10, theoretically. Why? I don't understand how they are so dense that they can't leverage the lower tiers.
See, for me, and this is going to be controversial, but I don't see playing at tiers 1 to 5 as seal clubbing. Even though I've got 40,000 battles, etc., 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 I don't see it as seal clubbing. I think the game as a whole, the global as a whole, from tier 1 to tier 10. Because what happens is when you get your tier 10s and you've got 500-600 tanks in your garage, you tend to just play your 8s, 9s, and 10s. You sort of run around, or maybe 6, 7s, but predominantly I would suggest that
above 5 for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're only playing those tanks. Now, I think you're missing out on a little bit of fun. Now, people are going to go, yeah, but, new people to the game, they don't need you going down there and kicking arse all the time. Well, that's not, for me, that's not what it's about. I mean, I don't do an awful lot of tier 2, 3, 4, but I do like to see, for example, going on mines with a tier 4. Now, that's a good thing because mines is not a map for anything bigger than, in my opinion, than the tier 6. So it's great. I mean, I get killed just as much in tiers 3, 4, and 5, and possibly 2 than I do as 8, 9s, and 10s. So I'm not affecting anybody's game. I'm just having a bit of fun because I think this this is where the channeling of playing is maybe it's a psychological thing, but it's the channeling of, oh, well, if you're a good player and you've got X amount of tanks and you've got 40, 50,000 battles, then you should only play 6, 7, or maybe 7, 8, 9, 10. You shouldn't be playing down there because that's seal clubbing. Well, I disagree with it. The fact that it's seal clubbing, I think it's just having fun with the game because the game is the broad 1 to 10.
Yeah, I agree with that in general for sure. Yeah.
I mean, if you just go down there and play all the time, and just actually seal club, which is just sitting there with one of the, there's that premium tier 3, which is the PZ one, whatever it is, and sit on that and have 20,000 games in that. Yeah, you are a seal clubber. I get that.
Right.
But the best fun I ever had was the toilet bowl at tier 1 in this game. To be honest, it was just running down in your T1 with your tracks running round on the side like this.
Yeah.
And just getting in there and just having so much fun with your pew pew.
I mean, I'm with Gator on what Gator said. You would jump all over low tier. So would I. I mean, and again, it doesn't have to become the focus of the game, but there's certainly so many opportunities at lower tiers for them to do things.
Absolutely.
You know,
they should do more because that's your player base. They're the people coming up trying to grind to 10. Give them something to keep them there.
Yeah.
Stuff like low tier events. Give them rewards and give them things. You know, nobody needs to give away a tier 8 premium to them, but you know, stuff that keeps them interested. People have just started the game and go, oh, look at this.
That truck in the background just backed up without a spotter.
Yeah, did he not have a man with a red flag?
Yeah, there was no spotter for the back. What the heck? I just noticed it.
Was it making the noise?
Beep, beep. I don't think so. I think he just scoffed the whole thing. Tier 1 frontline would be hilarious. It would be. It just so many missed opportunities. So many missed opportunities with this company. All that content down at lower tiers, they could totally do events, aimed at tier 5 or 4 or even 3 or 2. Yeah. That would be awesome. They'd be hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that gets me, Guido, is if you're in a tier 4 tank, you've got no better firepower, no better armor, no better gun depression than any other tier 4. So it's only, yes, it's a skill set because you've played the game enough that you've got that slight added advantage. But the tank is exactly the same as the tank next to you, against you. So everybody has the same opportunity.
Yeah, tournaments used to be down there, but I'm not talking tournaments, not like sweaty. I'm talking about doing missions or events where you fill the queues in the regular game and you get more players playing down at lower tiers and having fun and getting rewards and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Making it fun.
Yeah, because most people, when a new line comes out, free experience past who knows how far. A lot of people go straight to the top, but most of the time. And it's been a long time since we've had an actual line that started at tier 2. I don't even know when the last time that anything like that's happened.
Mostly 5 now.
5 or 6, yeah. But again, they keep putting these lower tier tanks, so they're expending time and energy for the development team to make these things. But there's no there's no payoff as far as I can see, because when I go down to lower tiers, there's not that many people playing the lower tiers.
Yeah.
Just as an aside, I just noticed the damage on this thing. This must be an HE shell or something, but it's 350 damage at tier 4. What?
That is a KV2 tier 4.
350 damage at tier 4? What on earth?
It's 2 shot in any tanks, isn't it?
Yeah. 10-second load, 9-second load. Wow. Okay, that's kind of wild. Early access panoramic. Okay, that's World of Warship stuff. What else we got going on? That's the platoon up thing we talked about. Here's some more info on how Lest is doing their tier 11 vehicles. Some of the highlights here. You'll need to reset the current upgrade branches, which makes sense, I guess. I don't know what reset means though. For this, you will be given points that can be invested in obtaining it. Whatever. Don't know what that means. It's probably a translation thing. The plans include medium and tank destroyers, but no lights or arty. I'm assuming mediums, heavies, and tank destroyers because they didn't mention heavies in there.
That'd be interesting. So that is a progression as opposed to a separate tier. On its own. So a tier on its own that you can.
I bet there aren't heavies. Because these are MBTs, so they're going to be classified as
Yeah.
mediums, I guess.
Yeah.
That's probably what's
Yeah.
going on there. I'm just sort of making assumptions, but that might be what it is. It's almost its own class, really. But they're saying tank destroyers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're saying TDs. I don't know what on earth a tier 11 TD would be.
Don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already got TDs with battleship guns on now at tier 10.
Yeah, you got the
The FVs, the 183, and so on, the Death Star.
the Manicore is a battleship gun.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
That's when you play it.
The air. Oh, that's the same thing. That's the Honey. Well, oh, here's the birthday thing. So about 2 weeks. This is so mid-August, despite it not showing up in the Watt Monthly. Somewhere mid-August. Familiar beach hangers, slightly updated. So the same. Additionally, there will be promotions, discounts, premium vehicles, and special offers. I'm trying to see what we got here. We got a. I don't know what this thing is.
Special offers. I mean, it could be consumable sale, couldn't it?
They're showing this, whatever it is. Comres 90, Comres 75. Huh. Okay, don't know what that is. Looks like a Brit Tier 6.
That's
T.
weird.
I'm assuming that's a TD.
Well,
So
yeah,
that's
well,
the Tier 6.
I mean, it looks like an artillery piece, but it looks like it is TD, isn't it?
And this is a little guy, a V4. This is a Tier 3. Strassler V4, which looks to be German.
Quite cool, doesn't it?
So those must be the gift tanks. And then something else. Looks like a Caliban-ish thing. GSOR 1008.
Okay.
So whether that's part of this or not, I don't know. Oh, here it is. It says it. I should read this. Although last year did not feature a low-tier gift, this year the tradition returns and players will get the Strassler V4. Same comment as before for low-tier tanks, so it won't be that dead horse. Also, like last year, there will be a series of missions. All right, so cool. We'll get a Tier 6 for missions. That's great. I like that. It's not a Tier 10. It's going to be grindy, but not insane. You
And you
know,
got missions attached to it, so.
and you're going to get this little piece of garbage right here.
Yeah. It's about taking part. It's not about the end result.
Let's see what the Comres is going to get us here, fellas. So it is a medium. Never mind, it's a medium tank. Looks like a TD, but it's not. It's a medium tank. Tier 6.
Isn't that weird looking though?
Yeah. 230,
Swedish.
230 damage at Tier 6. That's
fair enough.
a lot for a medium, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Sure,
a
it's
lot
not
for a
TD.
medium.
It's definitely a medium.
Well, it's a long reload too, but it says medium. Yeah, medium tank. MT.
Right, okay.
So it's probably a very soft, hard-hitting medium. What's its speed? Is
Yeah,
it?
you won't have any armor. You've got no turret at all, have you?
It's 52. That's okay. That's kind of Sherman-esque speed-wise. It's going to hit hard, guys. It's a 170 pen standard. What? And a 198 with gold. So you don't get much with the gold. That's going to struggle against some Tier 8s.
Yeah.
But its standard pen's kind of insane. 8-second, almost 9-second reload. What's its accuracy? 0.37. It's okay. Minus 14 gun depression. What?
Wow. That is definitely Ridgeline, isn't it?
Wow.
Wow.
Who reloads this thing?
14.
Who reloads this thing? Look at who is there someone standing outside reloading it? Is it
I
an
think
auto
so.
loader?
Yeah, I think it, yeah. He has a Jeep and he drives behind, jumps out, reloads it.
There's a guy velcroed to the back.
Yeah.
The guy inside chucks a shell to him and he puts it in there.
Yeah.
Minus 14, that's crazy. It's only 10 degrees elevation though. So that's one of those painful things.
Yeah.
It does not have much lookup. What else we got? Yeah, the armor's not very thick. Well, there you go. It's a goofy thing. A joint project, UK and Germany in the late 60s. First examples of a tank without a turret. Gun was equipped with an, okay, there you go, autoloader mounted on it.
Autoloader.
So is it an autoloader or is it just it's just a cyclical?
Oh, in game, it's just a cyclical.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't see any auto loading information here.
Oscillating turret, says Cliffy.
Yep.
Possibly.
However, due to the vulnerability of the ammunition and artillery systems, the project was closed. Commander, gunner, driver, loader. Loader's the radio operator. Alrighty then. Interesting.
That'd be an interesting play style, that, because you couldn't play it like a medium. I guess you would have to do it like sniping or TD type thing. Sort of.
It's really, yeah, it's definitely support, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, more than anything like a Leopard. I think a lot more like a TD, I would assume.
230 alpha at that tier, that's heavy alpha.
Isn't it?
All right, monthly, we talked about that. What else we got here? Top of the tree, yep, VZ and Centurion. So more RU, their battle pass is doing its own thing. That's interesting because they're bringing the Project Hyperion themed 3D style as their reward for battle pass.
Excuse me.
Remember when I said hold the phone on Assembly Shop?
Yeah.
Now, this is only reporting EU. I don't know what happened to NNA, but apparently they did not sell all the tanks on EU.
No, they didn't, did they? 2,000, I want to say 2,300 left or something like that.
This says about 1,200.
Oh, 1,200, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, 12,000. Math in public is hard. 12,000.
Really? 12,000 on EU
Yeah.
not sold?
28,000 of 40,000 without the 3D style. They sold all the 3D style.
Wow.
Cliffy says 2K or so are left on NA, which is that looks about right as far as percentages and server population.
So people weren't what's the word? People I don't want to say conned into buying them, but people sort of looked at it and went, it's too rich for me. Too rich for me.
Sure. Yeah, I mean
What it
that's a
is.
fair analysis. Obviously, people did not want to spend the resources to get them.
No.
It's actually a pretty good tank, so I don't think necessarily it was a thing of it's a bad tank. It's actually pretty
Right.
good.
Right. So when you say pretty good for tier or better than tier, are we talking op? Are we talking
I don't think it's OP. It might not even be overtuned. I mean, it's perfectly fine. It seems fairly balanced to me, from what I can
Do
tell.
you see, here's a question then. Here's a question which you won't necessarily know the answer, but we might be able to put it out there. Is that when they introduce new tanks, first of all, do they get any sort of I don't know what the word is, favoritism, whatever. Sometimes when that came out, I saw not platoons but teams with 5 or 6 of these aside.
Yeah.
So does MM take that? Well, obviously MM must take it into account. If you go into game with one of those, then you've got to have one of those opposite you or a similar.
No, it doesn't do that with regular medium tanks, as far as I can tell. There's a couple tank
Right.
classes they do that with, like EBRs will
Right.
match. I think
Okay.
artillery will match 1 for 1. There might be a couple others that have special matchmaking that I can't think of right now. But that's what's in queue. So yeah, there's going to be a shit ton of them in there because there's so many people want to play them that just got them. That's all that's happening there, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
I would agree with what the guys are saying. It's more about the numbered thing, but even that's probably starting to wear off a little bit. Yes, they sold all the numbered ones, but that's only because that's what goes first. Basically, you're looking at the total sales of it, which was 68,000 of 80,000 total on EU. And
So you've got to say who did the projection at Wargaming? Who sat down and did the projection? Yeah, we'll need 48,000 or 50,000
Yeah.
of these because we'll sell them. But obviously, you got that wrong, didn't they?
100%, and presumably there's a limit because they want to give this kind of false sense of scarcity. I call it false. It is a sense of scarcity because there are only X number of them available, but that's one of the FOMO things that companies will use to try to increase the perceived value of something by only making X number of them. We've discussed this before. In the real world, it could be rare because it is simply hard to make it.
Yeah.
If you're bringing out a new Ferrari line at $1 million a copy,
Yeah.
you do have to do the math on how many people might want one, but it's also expensive to make them, and
Yeah.
there is a time cost there, right?
Yeah.
Depending on how many you can make a month, and if you say we'll make 20,000 of these $1 million Ferraris, it might take you, based on your capability, 5 years to do so, and then
Yeah. And to sell that many as well.
yeah, and then 2 years down the line, nobody wants the damn thing. So there's all that stuff is going on here. But in pixels,
Yeah.
once you create the pixels,
That's
and
your job over, isn't it?
that
Game
sunk
over.
cost is gone, there is no manufacturing. It's just whatever number I want to put on my server.
Yeah.
So the gaming company loves to play like it's some kind of manufacturing process and use a lot of the concepts, and some of the concepts work, but some of them are BS.
Wouldn't it be funny if, I'm not necessarily saying it would happen, but wouldn't it be funny if they attached that tank to something that you ended up getting for free? Something like, I don't know, maybe a tournament, or maybe some sort of reward or something like that, because they didn't move as many as they wanted. But again, thinking it like,
Yeah, but it's not like they don't have
not a
12,000
cost.
tanks. Yeah,
No.
there's not 12,000 pixel tanks sitting in a garage
No.
somewhere that they have to offload. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
That's just not a thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, as I was saying it, my brain was going, "Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Simple."
Yep. The only way that they would sort of start to create that in a sort of reality, I'll call it a virtual reality, is if somehow there was a player-based economy where trades could happen, or selling could happen.
Yeah.
Then the cost of something would be what someone's willing to pay for amongst the players.
Yeah.
It
I bet goes
is.
on the black market.
Yeah. It is definitely skill-based on that tank. I would agree with that 100%. It's not easy to play, but man, it's very comfortable. That gun is amazing. That being said, what was I just going to say? Now it's completely lost. Went out of my brain. Yeah, it'll come back to me. I don't remember.
Right.
FOMO. Yeah. Yeah, I had another train of thought right there, but now I can't think of what it is. Anyway, it might come back to me. Who knows? But yeah, so it didn't sell.
Player economy selling tanks added value.
Possibly. Now, how Wargaming monetizes that, because there is a cost in them putting up that system, that's another question. It would probably be something like charging people gold to sell them, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, tax. Yeah, exactly. Some kind of, whether a direct tax or an indirect tax on how the mechanics work based on using gold or something, yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, why not, Cost you X amount of gold to put a tank on the market.
It'll be in the Christmas boxes.
Yeah. Oh, there's my train of thought. I have any of these assembly shop tanks gone on sale or been available other than the assembly shop? We've done this about 5 times now, 4 or 5. You guys, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think they've come back in any way.
I don't think you see him again.
Yeah, I don't think they have either. Yeah, Gator says would hate that, but incoming maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, Wargaming's watching this right now, going,
Yeah.
"Oh, another good idea."
That's right.
Yeah.
Because I have 4. I think I missed 1. Was the Kampfpanzer one of them?
Yeah, I want to say yes.
I think that was one of them. There's a Soviet Heavy that was one of the original ones. I have one numbered one. I think it's the Soviet Heavy.
452.
Yeah, I think
Was
it's
that, the object. Was it an object? It was an object, wasn't it?
Was the 452 one? I think so. 780. Yes.
Object
This is
780.
the one I have a number on. This was the OG, I believe.
Yeah.
One of the first, yeah. So I've got that. I actually have a number on that one. That's the only one of them that I have a number on. I don't remember what else. Have they all been heavies? I think they have. Well, this one was a medium.
Yeah.
What were they? The Lion. The
That was it,
Lion.
yeah.
So it was a medium. I might have a numbered Lion, but maybe not. Where's me Lion? Because I was kind of still,
Wouldn't it be great if you could separate them out in your garage?
Nope, no
in
numbered
regards
line.
to how they came.
No numbered line.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I played this thing. I haven't played this once. Huh. Well, I'll have to get to that sometime in the near future. So what do you guys think? Are you sort of over the assembly shop? Yeah, they're $200 tanks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's two. I don't remember.
Yeah.
The math was 215 or 225 or something like that. If
I
you
think for me, Guido, if I could have got one without using gold, you know, if I could get one with stuff that I can earn in game, totally, then I probably would have gone. For
But you
it.
can.
I mean, yeah, but at the
You
end of the
personally
day,
didn't have
you
enough.
needed- Yeah.
You
I
yeah,
personally
right.
didn't have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would have had to put gold to it, so it would have cost me
Right.
money. You know. So yeah.
Yeah, and I just, like I said, we talked about last time, I used a bunch of bonds, a good chunk of silver, all of the free experience I had. Again, because I don't need the free experience necessarily. I'm not grinding lines. Now, when the new lines come out, the new check lights, that'll hurt me a little bit. But actually, I don't care because I still sort of enjoy grinding
Yeah.
the modules just for giggles. And based on how fast things happen, and because I have every tank, when I get blueprints, they're automatically going to be for that new line if it's from that country. So I'm still going to blast through the upgrades quickly anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cliffy, and what are you going to do with it? It's not like we've again talked about this many times. You're not going to sell that gold to somebody. You can't give it back and get cash. If you have a bunch of gold that you spent money on, what were you spending money on? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And if you don't want the tank because you want to use your resources for other stuff, fair enough. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But from a pure standing start, if I'm like, ooh, I don't have any resources, kind of new to the game, I want that tank, it's over $200.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that may have a lot to do with why people do that in their brain. They not everyone is a whale like us. And they look at that and go, shit, I don't want to use every single free experience and all my blueprints and a bunch of my bonds and some gold and whatever to do this thing.
Basically, turn you back to zero on all of that
Yeah.
to get that tank.
That might not be a cool tank. That it might not even be like your style of gameplay. Maybe you're a TD player, artillery player, or whatever. You're like,
Yeah.
don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So what does Wargaming do? Do they decrease the costs? Also, like we talked about last time, why is it always a tier 10? Why not make a cheaper tier 8 something or other? Or a 7 or a 5? Or build a 4 and have an event for it? I don't know. There's so many possibilities. Why are they so stuck in the same old shit?
Yeah. Tier 8, 9, and 10.
Why is there why do they have no freaking imagination?
Well, their imagination only goes one way. Because for a long time, if you remember, premium tanks were only ever tier 8. Now we've got 9s and 10s. So effectively, you can buy 9s and 10s if you want now.
Wait, do they have premium 10s?
Do they not? Is it not?
They have reward 10s. Do we actually have?
Reward
Do we
10,
actually?
yeah,
I don't
sorry.
think we actually have. Or am I completely bonkers? What is this thing? I don't think we have a premium 10. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they're all rewards. All the 10s are rewards, I think.
Are they? Oh, okay, that's a good point.
There's no extra credits to be had at tier 10, my friend. That is not for us.
No. Crikey. Cost you. Grumpy, yeah, not yet. Yeah, I'll get you.
No, yeah, there you go. Not yet. That's one of the last. That's one of the signs of the Wattpocalypse.
Yeah. Just before they introduced tier 11.
Yeah.
They'll start.
The 4 Black Riders, and the premium tier 10 follows. And I saw 4 Black Riders and a premium tier 10 followed. Oh, that's sacrilegious. All right. What else we got? Assembly shop results. What are you? Project Hyperion stuff going on there. Not for us, my friends. Not for us. How to aim. I still need to look through this. Was this any good? I've seen some people do videos on it and had a lot of issues with it. This is something we looked at last week, so that's pretty much it, guys. Was the how to aim any good? It's pretty long, which is why I haven't invested my time in it yet. It's 15 minutes long, with a lot of wargaming. How do I put this?
Hype.
Yeah, good. Yeah. All the visuals of the video, like crazy action and different views and shit going on, as opposed to just, hey, here's our game and how stuff works. There is some of that there, but there's also a lot of flashy stuff that who care. Oh, do they misspeak on how Overman? Good.
Of course it did.
I did hear a lot of the content creators that made videos. I watched pieces and parts, and you read the description and get a general idea. But that's one of the things I heard, that I mean, in general, the video is good, but it would be nice if they actually got their own mechanics correct.
If they got somebody talking who knew exactly what they're on about. Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, don't ask me, because I constantly forget how they work. As evidenced by my streams, and I'll say something, people are like, that's not exactly how it works. I'm like, okay, you're right. I can't keep it all straight, to be honest. What APCR and heat does, and how the overmatch works.
Do you see how my brain works? I go in with my regular ammo and like a full loadout, regular ammo, about a third again of premium gold, whatever you want to call it, and then 2 HE, because HE hates me, so I just carry 2 just in case I'm across artillery or something.
Yeah.
And the only time I switch is if I'm in a tier 8 and I'm in a tier 10 game, I automatically just switch it to premium. But it never does me any good if it's got the words HE in front of it.
Yeah.
So if it says HESH, it never does me any good. And then I've noticed recently, if it's APCR as the premium round, I'm getting a lot more ricochets these days. I'm not getting the penetration. Who misses?
Well, it does have issues with that. Plus, it's got the fall off on pen at range, so that hurts. So, in fact, many times your AP round is better at range than your APCR, despite the boost, or at least the same. And then there's the normalization. So there's a lot going on. If you can keep it straight, and if you can select your ammo right, and if you run intuition correctly, which I think is the key to the ammo switching issue.
Yes, absolutely.
It will absolutely increase your performance. And I watch the big streamers, the really good players. They are on top of that constantly. Yeah. And sometimes they'll just accept a couple second wait to get the right piece
the right
ammo.
Yeah.
Something that I do rarely, unfortunately. Sometimes I'm on my game and I can get that done if I'm really thinking about it. But once I just kind of get into let's just play and goof off and have fun, that just falls by the wayside, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only consideration, like Cliffy. I can't break the shoot at the tracks, have it with heat. That's
100%, Cliffy. Same.
But that is the only consideration at the beginning of the game. I look at the enemy team, I look at the makeup, I do all that sort of stuff as you do before you go into the battle. And then I look at the tiering, and I go, yeah, I'm tier 8. Right, that's me. Press 2.
I'm near 100%.
I do it automatically, whether it's any good or not. You know what I mean?
I'm near 100% on realizing it after I do it.
Dear. Yeah.
My game knowledge has a situational spike to near 100% every time I shoot heat into tracks. Too bad it didn't happen before I shot it.
Yeah. So
it's like shoot.
You can see the shot going out.
Shoot, no pin, track.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. 100%.
Yeah. God.
And then 6 to 10 seconds later, when I'm reloaded, I do it again.
Yeah. Because what you're aiming for is that gap between the tracks and underneath.
I wish. I wish. Yeah. That's what was happening. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Oh man, so frustrating this game, isn't it?
There's a lot of levels to it.
Yeah.
A lot of levels to it, man.
So just sit there.
Well, fellas, I think that is about it. Unless Pilgrim has any extra.
I don't.
Got anything else for the people?
Only that I will be here, I believe, on the 18th, and that is me this month, unfortunately. I do apologise, everybody, but
all right, so no.
Month, isn't it?
Well, and like I said, we may not have a stream on the 11th because I'm planning on it, but I might still be in Tallahassee because that's the move weekend.
Okay.
So theoretically,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
coming back Sunday, and I'll be fine or coming back Saturday, and I'll be fine for Sunday, guys. But play it by ear. If I come up on Sunday, then there you go. We won't have any Pilgrim, unfortunately. So
No, but I will see you all on the 18th. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
absolutely.
Well,
If anybody wants to
refreshed.
come, if anybody wants to be a guest and come by, wants to talk on stream,
I
here,
think Jimmy K should come on.
somebody.
Yeah, somebody does. Grendel, Jimmy K, Grumpy, come on, Cliffy. We want Cliffy on here.
Man. You know what? Going back to what we were talking about with game mechanics, the thing that has spurred me on that a little bit to try to get back to figuring a lot of it out is these 279E missions require a lot of that, and
Yeah.
I have failed on a couple of them just based on basic game mechanic mistakes.
Right.
Yeah, you really got to be
Right.
on it with some of these
Yeah,
things.
got to be on the game.
Yeah.
With the 279 early though, my question is that you know the what are they called now? Oh, the certificates, not the certificates.
Oh, the orders.
You know what I mean. The orders. Are you going to use all of those? Because there's no further tank past that, is there? So you can use them to get rid of the modules, can't you? Surely.
What?
You
To
know,
get rid of to get rid of missions?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Because-
can't do that because I want them. I need them for the. So, here's why. Let's just go to where's. Let me reset this and go to what I'm working with. So, for example, with the Alliance, which is what I'm trying to get to the 15 on and finish the 15 with. If we
Right.
go here, all right. So this is the 279 early. I currently have 5 available. I've actually committed 3. Which one did I finish? Just because I wanted to see how the mechanic worked, I think Coalition. Yeah. So I've used 3 here. I don't have to work my way to 15. I can just use the 3
Yeah.
orders on this. So it's 3 orders. So that's done. The only way for me to get those back is I have to go finish that with
With
the
honors, so you
honors
get
to
them
get them
back.
back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, that says 4.
But then there's no point in doing that. I mean, what I'm saying is, if you get to the point where you are
Oh, I get
1 away
4 back.
from completing it, or 3 away from completing it, you would just use the orders. Because there's no
Nope.
point. Because what do you want the orders back for?
Well, here's why. Because I have finished this one. I have 5 available, so I can automatically finish another one right now if I want. I could do these 3. That leaves me
Yeah.
2. So I'm
Yeah.
1 short of finishing the 3rd one.
Yeah.
The way I do that is I finish 1 whole section of these. I get this
Got
with
ya.
honors.
Yeah, yeah.
I get
Yeah,
the
yeah,
order.
yeah.
And now I've used my 9 total orders to unlock these 3, and this one was unlocked naturally, if you will.
Naturally, yeah.
And now I get the tank, and I haven't. Now, if I want to go get those orders back, I have to go do 15s with
you have
honors,
to go yeah, exactly. You have to
which
do all
won't
with
which won't
honors.
really
Yeah.
matter because now I've got the tank. So what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? Yeah. And there's no point in having the orders back because you can't use them anywhere else, can you? You know, you've got the top tank that the whole process is about, haven't you?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Grendel. Yeah. So, and that's sort of why I tested it. I knew it was true, but I'm someone who has to actually physically do it myself to really understand the concept here. So I used 3 orders here, like I said. So I have all the orders from these missions because I finished every 15 with honors to get the orders.
Yeah.
I haven't finished all of my Chimera missions because I don't have the double check mark. There's a few that I haven't finished. Sorry, there's a few I haven't finished with honors. 3
Yeah.
specifically. You can see it right there. Completed with honors, 57 of 60. So I could go back and do 3 of those
Yeah.
with honors. But that won't give me any more orders because the orders are
Orders,
only
no.
associated with number 15.
Yeah.
Right? So there's 3 there, or 4 there, 4 there. That's 8. Yep. So you get 8 out of those, but that's not enough. You need 9 to unlock 3 of these different things.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? In 260, oh really? So for the 260, you do have to go through 1 through 14. That's interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I have 6 orders left. So yeah. So if you've locked, then that's why I'm not using orders for any of these other ones, these lower ones.
Right. Right.
I mean, I have 5. I could unlock 1, 2, 3. I could unlock all these and then go for this.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
then I've got to go back over here and do all these because now
And
my
do them
orders
all
are
again.
stuck.
Yeah.
So I'll just slowly
So
work my way.
there's no quick way of banging through it, really. Is there?
Yeah.
You've got to continue the motion. Yeah, I got
Yep.
it.
Yep.
All right.
Right now I'm working on this damage one, which I kind of came close to the other day.
Is that damage with a win, though?
No, it's just pure damage
Oh,
over
that's
10.
all right.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All
pure
right.
damage over 10 battles. The good news is I don't care if these are with honors or not. I just need to unlock them to get 15 unlocked.
That's my other point, is that there's no requirement to go back and have honours on it at all, because it's
Right.
not giving you any advantage.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
it is with the others. Yeah.
Yeah, you got other goodies. You can get more goodies with it if you want, but I don't even know if any of these really have anything that's that interesting, to be honest. What do we got here? Is it all? Yeah, it's bonds, really, I think. Bonds and silver is kind of the big thing for all these.
So when you get your 279 earlier, are you just going to roll across the top of the map like they all do, just laughing at everybody, or are you going to play it?
Well, of course, I'm going to get it after it's been nerfed. So I'm going to.
Nerfed.
So
Yeah,
I'm just going to.
nerfed.
I'm going to stink the joint up. That's my plan. This has been a long. This has been a
How long
long.
are you taking now? It's 6 years to do it?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Since you started playing, surely.
Well,
12
since it came out, it hasn't been. I don't know how
Oh,
long
yeah.
it's been out.
Yeah.
Thanks for the follow, Zay to Z46. Welcome. So, well, I don't want to get it. Do I want to? I do want to get it. I haven't rigged any battles for this thing. Not one.
Yeah, but you pay $200 for that.
$200 for the tank. I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had zero help with any of these. Not 100% true. Obviously, in platoons, sometimes that helps. Some of these have to be kind of done with platoons. So, but that makes sense. If someone's like, hey, kill something that's spotted, or spot for someone to kill something, it just makes sense to run a platoon. A lot of these actually do make sense to do platoon tactics in there and kind of help each other out. I know that
Right.
Incoming did. He did the spot or track a tank that dies, that gets killed mission,
Right.
which I just finished fairly recently. But he had a clever way of doing it. He took the tortoise with Hesh and just concentrated on tracking people, and had some platoon mates that then killed the track tank.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, and that's also a good tactic for winning the game. And it's not necessarily
No,
just
it's not rigging. It's not rigging.
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
playing the advantage, isn't
no,
it?
and that's not what I'm talking about at all when I'm saying rigging. Not at all. You can complete before. Okay, there you go.
Okay, interesting.
Always get the 46%er bought it on my team. I know, man. I'll tell you what.
I do. I had the one battle where the enemy team had the 279 earlies that were bought, and both of them rolled across the top of the map. They didn't go the I can't remember which map it was, but it was a wide open field. It wasn't Proc or anything like that, but it was a wide open field, and they just rolled across as a pair, taking shots from the side, taking shots. They got absolutely crucified by the time they got to our lines, but they were platooned, so they just must have decided, we bought this tank, let's see what it can do, and just rolled across the top of the map.
I mean, to be fair, average players can I'm going to say easily. It's not necessarily easily, but can get the 279 early. If you go to like skills videos or any of the other Ayuxin and all those guys, and you go to their how to do this thing, there are very definite ways to maximize your ability to do these missions. They're not the impossible dream.
No.
And with it being a little bit smart, I haven't necessarily done that. On occasion I have, and I've finished the ones that I really concentrated on. So it's not exactly a case of I just can't do it. It's just I haven't prioritized it. If you sat down and just prioritized nugging these things out, it probably takes you some months, maybe even a year or whatever. Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff you can do to maximize your ability to do these missions, and they're not necessarily obvious sometimes. And if you go look at it and they say, hey, do that, you're like, oh, that makes sense, I'm going to do it that way, and you get a platoon mate or two to help you out. Yeah, man, you can blast through these things, and that's not in my opinion the rigging.
No, it's like it's along the same lines as marking the tank. you can set out to 1, 2, and 3 mark your tanks by having a certain setup with a certain amount of type of ammunition. It's not rigging. It's focusing completely on what you want to achieve. So if that's 3 marking your tank or getting the 279 early, you just focus on those particular things.
Yeah. Gator, I bet you're good enough to do more than you think if you just changed everything you were doing to focus on that mission or thing. And that may or may not be how people want to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Because it can sometimes be very specific what you're trying to do, and then it can be frustrating because you get started and then something stops you from getting, then you reset and all the
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll get it eventually. I think maybe that might if I get the 279, that might be the final event.
You think? You think that might be?
Could be.
The apocalypse right there.
Yeah. Well, for me personally, it might be. I don't know. That might be an assessment point. I'm never going to finish the 100 battle challenge. I thought maybe once I finish the 100 battle challenge, I might move on or something. But
that's ongoing because as a tank comes out.
I know. I can't. I'll never get there.
No.
That's is it Sisyphean? What is that? The one where you're constantly pushing the rock uphill?
Oh, yeah.
And you never get there?
Yeah, you never get there.
It's an endless hill?
Endless hill.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's what the 100 battle challenge is. It is a challenge that is never going to... Unless... The only way it would happen is if Wargaming shutters the doors and it becomes an abandonware game.
Yeah.
They stop putting... And you can still play it for a long time.
Yeah.
Then I might catch up. But every time they put out anything, any premium or whatever, a tier 6 and above, I immediately go 100 battles backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Jimmy K, he would never get it if he hired me to get it for him. He'd be still here another 12 years' time. Have you not got my 279 early yet, Pilgrim? No.
You know what's interesting? I did the math on the number of battles I had. If I only did 100 battles in every tank I played, I'd be pretty close to having it done.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
based on the number of battles. But because I've played so many tanks so many times past 100,
Yeah.
that's that.
Yeah. But can you imagine doing like 100 battles in the tier 1s on every tier?
No, that's why I said tier 5. That's why I cut tier 5 out because battle pass for one thing, but also I'm like I don't want to do all these tier 5s 100 battles.
No.
I still enjoy it actually, the 100 battle, because I play tanks that I otherwise would not have played, and I enjoy it kind of
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like this stupid 59 Patton, which is just a hilariously bad tank. But I'm cranking out Ace Masteries in it because it's so bad. The requirements are low.
Nobody's doing any good with it.
Yep.
That's how you 3-mark your tank. Pick one that nobody does any good in it and never plays. You 3-mark it with like 12%.
Well, I'll be doing a thing like that when I try to do. There's a mission in Alliance that's 2 or 3 aces and X number of games or whatever. So I'm gonna have to look on the look on the ace tank requirements, and I'm good enough that I can take bad tanks and do well enough in them that that'll help me out.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I can do it. But I'll tell you, I am getting aces in the 59 and the Panzer 58.
Wow.
At a rate much higher than other tanks I've done in the recent past, just because the requirements are low. Actually, what's funny about the Panzer 58, one of the things is I was looking at my Hall of Fame event in this thing, and when I go to it here, go back over here. So Panzer 58, right? I have 1 battle left, but usually you can click on that and see where you are.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing it.
Yeah.
Looks like on NA, from what I can tell, nobody has 30 battles or more in this thing this month.
Well, people learn very quickly, don't they?
So I'm wondering, because we are at the top of the month, somewhere in here this resets.
Oh yeah, it must have. Yeah, absolutely.
Like my 59 Patton, I have 13 battles, so a few people have played it. I'd be number 1, but that's if I continued at this level, which is not guaranteed. I'd have to play it 13 more times. Yeah, the 58.
That's true, Cliff. I was going to say the Mutty's probably played a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, fellas. I got a bunch of stuff I got to get to today. Since yesterday was a wash, I got all kinds of admin for today to get into. Bill paying and everything else. Pilgrim, thanks for coming by, man. Much appreciated.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Let's
Yeah.
go find somebody to raid here.
While you're finding somebody to raid, I'll just let people know that you've got an open reward campaign attached to your channel. If you subscribe to the channel, you get 3 months of Apple TV Plus free.
Really? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, if you get one new sub, I don't know if the Twitch bang these on without you knowing it, but you buy a new sub, you get 3 months of Apple TV Plus free.
Wow.
I've just.
I
seen
should
it.
advertise stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I was smarter,
it's good for
I
you.
would,
It's
but-
good for people get 3 months of Apple TV. I don't know. I mean, I'm very much into Netflix, so my Apple TV sits redundant, to be honest. But yeah.
I got stuck in some mudslide.
Yep.
Yeah, but still.
All right, let's see. Who's this guy? Milepost 202. Didn't we raid him once?
Rings a bell.
Yeah. All right, how about Johnny_DNJ? I know nothing about this guy. I always send everybody to strange people.
I know some weird and wonderful people you sent us to, I tell you.
All right, good old Johnny DNJ, whoever he is. He's got a bit of a porn stash going on, but that's all right. All right, fellas, thanks for coming by. Much appreciated. You guys have a you and one other guy playing. There you go. Awesome. You guys have a fantastic one. We're a rating now. We'll see you guys later. Guido signing off from the left side Atlantic.
Pilgrim signing off from the correct side Atlantic, sir.
See ya.